Since we got a lot of new players to the game recently, I thought it is time to make a beginner guide. Many mechanics aren't obvious, so I hope this will help you guys out to have an easier start. The points I will mention aren't really in any order, so you can just check the timestamps to easily find the topic you are interested in. And I will put links to all of the websites I mention down below. Let's get started. One of the best ways to earn money is to sell intels or Architect Relic Shards and Psalm codes. Of course, the higher the rarity, the higher the price. With this tarot card, you can increase the Architect Shard drop chance. With this one, you can increase the Psalm code drop chance. And with this one, you can increase the Intel drop chance. Speaking of tarot cards, you can only apply one major one, as you can see, and two minor ones. And you can apply up to 3 Empyrean seals. They give you various rewards, but also hazards. And you can also upgrade those cards, as you can see the card level here. When the bar is full, you can press this button to upgrade it to the next level. The tarot cards can drop as normal loot from enemies, and if you apply this tarot card to your mission, you can increase their drop chance. But after you pick them up, you don't automatically apply or use them. This brings me to my next point. Here you have your normal inventory tabs. But here at the corner, you have another tab that most new players aren't aware of. If you click on it, you can find a bunch of loot that isn't shown in your normal inventory. Here you can find your tarot cards. If you click on them, you can get a slider. You can pull it to the side and then press OK to use all of them. Now those tarot cards get applied to any tarot card that has an open progress bar. You can also find things like your seasonal keys here, void shards, which are required to start a void crusade, tarot seals, which I mentioned before here, and the favor currency and codex fragments, which both can be used at the Keeper of the Forge. This shop only appears every weekend from Friday to Sunday. And you can find it if you press up here. It will appear as another tab. You can modify your Inoculator components at this character. Don't underestimate the buffs they provide. They can be extremely strong. And with the last patch, we also got the information how to unlock each component. Many components and tarot cards have to be unlocked with system influence. If you go to your mission deployment, you can check out your random missions. Here you can see the system influence you have, but not all of it is listed here. If you want to see all of it, you go to your star map. Then go to the sector view. And now here you can check out your influence for every system. as you can see here. You can travel to those systems and complete random missions that appear here. They will give you the system influence for the specific system. The other way to get the influence is if you go to your mission deployment and see if a mission with the influence you want is available. The morality system will be very confusing for new players. Once you progress far enough in the campaign, you will get your first morality choice. Here you have to make a decision, because you want to choose the same morality every time after this one. So either go every time for Puritan or Radical. If you don't, you will have a hard time to max out your morality bar and get the best benefits. The only other way to get morality points besides the campaign are random assignments you can get here. Those actions before every mission have a chance to be a morality choice. The biggest difference between the two morality choices are the enchants you get. So you can check out the Enchant Viewer to find all of the enchants and see which one you prefer. The other differences are the passive skill trees you get, and the unique perks, this one and this one. But most builds can be adjusted to be played by the other morality. Only a few are completely reliant on a unique morality ability. If you press escape and go into your options, under gameplay you can find the option to auto pick up your loot. I think this one isn't enabled from the start. When you enable it, you will also apply a loot filter. The tactical view is also something new players won't realize exists. You can activate it on PC when you press T on your keyboard, and you can customize the functions of it here. It's very helpful if you want to avoid clutter on your screen. For example, you can easily turn off damage numbers on your normal view and only activate it on tactical view, or activate health bars and so on. Maybe the most unique part is the thermal vision, which highlights enemies. This can be very useful on darker maps or if you have problems recognizing enemies. I also recommend that you turn on the skip loot screen function, otherwise you have long looting animations after every mission. And you might wanna try out the camera offset. This will allow you to have your character closer or farther away from the edge of your screen. If you think the executions with the Assassin and Crusader class take too long, you can disable this function. But did you know if you press the escape button during the execution, you can completely avoid the whole animation? I also highly recommend binding your Inoculator to another key. I prefer binding it on this one, which is the key in front of the number 1 key. It's much easier to reach than the default 0 key. When you press escape and go to the tutorial section, you can find many useful information. For example, the different battle states, the itemizations, and many other useful information. And I highly recommend to check out the official game compendium. Here you can find out many more useful information. When you play the Prophecy DLC campaign, you will unlock the Ordos Shop. This will be very useful to farm out currency, blueprints and relic items daily. You can find the rewards each Ordo provides when you press on this button. To increase the reputation, you can complete those missions. And when you use intels, the missions they spawn also have a chance to give you reputation for the 3 Ordos. The reputation is account wide, so your next character can get the full benefits as soon as you unlock the shop. And since we got the campaign skip recently, you can have the Ordos Shop unlocked from the very beginning, if you create a campaign skip character. For people who have never played the game, it will also be confusing how to craft, upgrade and reroll your items. You have to go to the crafting station here. Then you got different tabs up here. Salvage items to gain resources. Crafting lets you craft items from collected blueprints. Modify lets you upgrade and reroll your items. And forging lets you socket and extract psalm codes and shards. But many functions have to be unlocked first. For that, you go to the tech tree tab. Here you can unlock those skills for credits and fate. When you start out, the character, inventory and passive tabs are very obvious. But for example, in the character tab, you can find some information that isn't easily visible. If you click on here, you can find what you unlock with each level up. And the one tab you should really have a look at early on is the Heroic Deeds tab. Here you can find ways to unlock more attribute points and perks. You can find attribute points here, your passive skill trees and perks. You can see which one is still in progress, which one you have completed, and you can check this box so you can see the ones that are specific for your character. If you were wondering how come a build has so many attribute points and you don't, it's most likely that they have completed all of the heroic deeds for their character. And they will be account wide. So once you unlocked all points and perks on your assassin and you create a new one, they will get access to all of the unlocks from the start. But that doesn't count for seasonal characters. They will have to start from scratch. If you play with friends, you can't trade items directly, but you can send mail here. So if you have items that you don't need, you can easily trade it to your friends. If you joined a Cabal or a channel, you can chat with the people in it, but you have to join the channel first. Press the Enter key to open the chat menu, and then the easiest way is to use the Tab key on your keyboard to switch between the different channels. Or you can type, for example, this to also join the channel. I also want to mention here quickly that the Cabal is filling up. And I'm currently at the limit of 25 members. And I have to unlock the next 5 members with this upgrade. After reaching the member limit of 30, it will be the max amount a Cabal can have. That's why I created a public channel. You can join it and still find people and me to talk and play with. And the channel has a limit of 100 players. So just search for it up here and join. Seasons aren't like Diablo 3 seasons. Here you can farm on a seasonal character and put everything in your storage. Then you can go anytime to your non-seasonal character, go inside your storage, then go up here to your seasonal stash and take out any items you want. As a beginner, it will be really hard to finish a Void Crusade with all keys and info fragments. So I highly recommend checking out this Reddit guide. This website is also an important resource. Here you can find out what each enchant from the ancient relics does. The before mentioned Enchant Viewer is also very important if you want to fine-tune your gear or theory craft another build. If you have any suggestions what else I could have mentioned, let me know in the comments below. I might make a part 2. Anyways, I hope this guide was helpful. And don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, check the link in the description down below.